Matthew 14:27. Euthus de elalison ha Jesus autois, legon, tharsete, ego eimi, me phobeste. Remember that the disciples are out in the middle of the boat. Jesus has come to them walking on the water, and they've screamed out in terror. We read, and immediately Jesus, and of course this is in brackets because there's a textual question as to whether Matthew actually wrote ha Jesus there, or whether that is something a scribe added. Either way, it's clear that Jesus is the subject of the verb here. So, and now immediately Jesus spoke to them, saying, and it's interesting, isn't it? Notice how the verb laleo is used to report the act of speaking, while a form of lego or apon is used to introduce the actual direct speech. So this form here, elalison, you notice the augment, you notice the sigma, bam, that's an aorist active indicative, third person singular to match the third singular subject Jesus, legon, that's just a present active participle, nominative masculine singular. We might classify it as pleonastic to introduce the direct speech. Jesus says to the disciples, take courage. It is I, or perhaps I am. We'll look back at that. And then he says, me phobeste, do not be afraid. Tharsete, we have an imperative there from the verb tharseo. Tharseo. You can see some English translations have courage, take courage, be of good cheer. There's a variety of different ways that's rendered, but if you look at what we have here, we have the imperative ending eta. It has combined there to be a, so this is just a present active imperative. Second person plural. Me phobeste, that may let you know we're expecting a non-indicative mood. And we have another imperative. This is from the verb phobeomai. When we write that out, you're reminded, oh yeah, that's one of those middle-only verbs. And so what we have here is a present middle imperative, second person plural. Let's come back to this ego eimi. So ego eimi can simply mean, it is true in some contexts, it can simply mean, it is I, it's me. But given the context of this passage and who is speaking, and in the canonical document in which we read this, and all the other things said about Jesus, it's almost certain, isn't it? It's almost certain that Matthew wants us to hear more than just it is I. He wants us to hear an echo of the divine name, of God's self-disclosure of himself that we read in Exodus 3, where he says to Moses, I am who I am.